Is that why you, I mean, you could have chosen just to stay on your own and being on your own, but you chose to be a teacher and to go out and teach. Why is that?
Yes. Being a teacher was the response to a demand that came to me. So it was not so much, it wasn't a conscious choice that, oh, I want to teach or I need to teach. It simply arose out of, first of all, individual people coming to me and asking questions or wanting some kind of help or becoming drawn, becoming interested in what I had to say, and experiencing an inner shift after coming a few times. And so being a teacher, that developed organically without me ever deciding I want to be a teacher. And so from seeing individuals, it gradually developed into occasionally meeting in small groups, and that went on for a few years. And out of all these meetings with individual people and small groups, I took notes after meeting with people often, because things that I said in those individual sessions or group meetings were things that were new to me also. They came out of that moment. They came out as a response to a person's question. So I would often take notes, and I had a collection of notes after a few years. And some of those notes later became incorporated into The Power of Now, the book. And so The Power of Now is in part the result of my work with people over a number of years, and in part the arising of also a new teaching in the process of writing it.
I read one in an interview you gave that that for a lot of years you were only absorbed in being, and you were not doing anything.
Yes.
And it was a kind of unbalance in your life.
Yes.
Could you describe that?
Yes. Well, after the transformation happened that night, my external life for a few more years went on as if nothing much had changed on the external level. I went on to do graduate work. However, my heart was never fully in it anymore, in intellectual pursuits, in analytical work. But that was, my external life had a certain momentum. So it went on for a few more years, and then that momentum came to an end. And a point arrived when I was at Cambridge doing graduate work and some teaching, and suddenly I realized this has come to an end, and I simply walked away from it all. And after that, 2 years followed in which I did very little, and I didn't have a home of my own. I would drift from here to there, spend most days just sitting. When it was warm enough, I would sit outside on park benches or walk around. I was then in London at that time. And I was so deeply immersed in the peace, almost the bliss of the simple experience of being, the simple feeling the goodness of life every moment, that I lost interest in future completely. There were no ambitions, and I wasn't even interested in doing anything. So from an external viewpoint, one could say my life for a while became unbalanced. I became so deeply immersed in being that I lost interest in doing. One could almost say I lost the ability for a while to be active in the world. And then gradually the ability to be active in the world came back. So a balance after a while re-established itself. So I'm now able to be active in the world and at the same time be rooted in being. One does not exclude the other. But for some reason I had to go very deeply within for a while. Perhaps even on a larger scale, it may be that some people for a while have to go very deeply into being simply to provide a balance on the level of the collective consciousness, because most human beings are totally lost in doing. So it may require a few humans who go very deeply into being to provide a balance. Although on a personal level it might look as if they were unbalanced.